So on this next segment, I'm pretty sure all you guys have seen this movie. I have not seen this movie. So
The Guardians?
yes.
I haven't seen
I'm gonna go
Guardians
see it
either.
tomorrow.
All right.
You haven't seen it, Green Shirt Guy?
Where are the heroes? As soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
Spoiling. I feel like you're spoiling. I'm like, rah, 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 rah. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh, I hate to disappoint you. I'm not talking about it.
Don't, you can give your idea about
No,
it.
the movie's great. I loved it. Go see it.
No,
That's
it's
it.
not.
That's all I gotta tell you.
Everything's
Everything I want
This
to
is
talk
Filming
about.
Box
in the movie,
Office News.
Everything
We're
I want
supposed to
to
talk
is a
about
spoiler.
stuff.
Everything I want to talk about is a spoiler.
Everything's garbage.
All right, so we're gonna pull this up.
Everything's
Except this
garbage.
movie. This movie's not garbage.
Hold on. Sorry, council guys out there. I know you want us to talk about it, but Cliff doesn't want to talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, but no
We
spoilers.
can talk about that. Nobody bought my Guardians print, and I still have 10 of them.
Oh, put me down for one. I was so busy yesterday. I'll get one.
I'll bring one on Tuesday.
So Green Shirt Guy, let's start off with you since Cliff is meh. What'd you think of this movie?
I liked it. I thought it was good. A couple people that I talked to, they're lauding it as like Marvel is really kind of redeemed themselves after some flops. I'm like, I don't think the last ones were really flops. It's emotional. I will say that. What can I say that's not spoilery? Yeah, it gives every character their own story while also giving you, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have to see it. Like, it has its own thrust, but every character gets their own ending, their own arc.
It brings everything. All their character arcs get a satisfying conclusion.
Yes, and if and when they want to use somebody in the future, it looks likely that they could use them again.
Okay. Cliff?
Yep.
Yeah, give me a little bit here. A little bit.
It looks good.
It looks good. It sounds good. It's emotional. Everybody gets some completion to their arc. The focus mostly on Rocket. And
does it move the MCU forward?
No.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
There we go. Let's
that was a good question.
Yeah, no, there's nothing here about. I mean, look, sure, in the grand extra sense, like, oh, look at these new toys that we get to play with in the future. Yes. Like, do I need this story moving forward for any reason at this moment in time? No, it is what it is by itself.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, much like the second one didn't move the Infinity Gauntlet story really forward at all. This one is more. The characters from this story centric, but like Cliff's right. There are more toys on the carpet now.
Okay.
My one drawback, if I have one complaint, and it's a nitpick complaint, is I was expecting a lot of 80s music, and there's not that much.
Oh, so he doesn't keep that same.
There's music in it, and the soundtrack's great, but it's a little more disjointed with as far as era goes. So yeah, and I mean, Cliff and Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. The last major song, I never heard that song before in my life.
Okay, I have heard that song, and that song is from the 2000s.
Right. I know that based on, without giving it a spoiler.
I don't feel like early 2000s is beloved by too many people at all, honestly.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yes and no.
Well,
I would say 2001,
it's early 2000s pop rock. Therefore, like, I don't know how many people are really going to respond to that. At least at this moment. I'm sure as we age up, we'll see a generation that appreciates music from that specific era. I want you to know, I like this movie more with every passing day. I saw it Thursday night. We're on Sunday. I'm still thinking about it. I'm even thinking about seeing it a second time. This movie might even be a 9 for me.
Quick questions. Adam Warlock, Coulter, how'd he do? Give me a range on his
He did great, but if you want comic accurate Adam Warlock, go away.
Well, there's that too, but they he gets introduced as a cutscene at the end of 2, right?
Yep.
But you get nothing as far as
How
who
he
he
became,
is,
yeah.
why he's there, really, why
Is
he's
this-
got the thing in his forehead, like none of
Hmm.
that.
Okay. How about Chris Pratt's performance?
Great.
He's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he's really
He's
good.
great.
In it.
Drax, I can't remember his name. He's Batista's great.
Bautista.
He's really good in it.
Yeah.
And actually, Nebula's great too. I mean, everyone kind of scores on their own because they all.
No,
have
they
their own
all.
story.
I was gonna say, there's no disappointments. Everyone delivered on their characters,
Excellent.
and we got a great villain.
Yeah. Give me a little something about the High Evolutionary compared to all the other villains.
He's completely unstable and powerful, and that's the right kind of villain you want to be worried about.
Is he comic book accurate?
No,
Yeah, I don't remember. I
But
don't
he's
really
great.
remember the comics, but-
Okay.
no, I was gonna say, not to mention, like Adam Warlock and the High Evolutionary, and like real talk, they're really esoteric characters, right? So I feel like that's why they felt great liberty to do whatever they wanted with them here, and it's fine. It's very good. I'm fine with what I got.
Okay. And Rocket, you guys said was the star of the show.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There was a question online that people might want to be careful with bringing their kids because of some kind of animal cruelty that might be.
Yeah, it's animal cruelty is heavily implied and slightly shown.
Mhm.
That and the demise of the High Evolutionary is a little gory.
Yes.
Mm.
So if you got kids that are under 10, I would really think about it. And anywhere 10 to 12, I would think about the kid as well. You know, that's a 50-50. That's a parental choice. But anyone under 10, I would wait. But that's me.
Okay. And James Gunn directing. Some of your thoughts.
He's good as the other two.
I was gonna say, good as the other two and better.
I think Marvel made a mistake letting him go. If he can put movies like this out, if you can keep him in house to use again, you know.
On
Yeah.
the bright side, if someone needed something to warm their cockles about him being good enough for DC, this movie proves it.
Well, but the thing with that though is he's the idea guy now. He's not really going to make the movies, right?
Oh, he's making.
No, he's
Superman?
directing Superman.
How can you? Wow, give me a break.
And that, my friends, is a tale for another
That's going to be
time.
their downfall. That's
Or
gonna be
not.
DCU's downfall.
That or not. He
He
said
can't direct all of them.
No, of course he can't direct all of them. I'm just saying. This made me feel better about him doing a Superman movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
See this picture right here?
Yes, you know the background to it.
This
You
thing-
know that body. You know that body isn't real. You know that's a facsimile.
Thank you for. I'm just about to say it, and you cut me off and say it and stuff. Jeez, you
I don't
stole
care.
my
I'm
thun-
the one who
you
said
stole
this in
my
the first.
thunder
I get it.
again. Jeez, unbelievable. Like Cliff
I
says,
forgot who
guys,
that
this
is.
thing is fake. It's pretty creepy though. Like I saw a video of it, and it looks super duper real.
I know. Who could have sent you that video?
Who is that again? Who's she carrying again? I forgot. Is that
That's
Peter?
Star Lord.
That's Peter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
Star.
remember that scene. I just don't remember. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that's a little non-spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Me and Phil still have to see it.
Yeah, I gotta see.
Oh, I thought you saw it, Phil.
No, I did not see it yet.
Oh, okay.
So we still got to enjoy that piece. What do you guys think? Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy? Leave a comment below. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. No spoilers. All right. You got something, Green Shirt Guy?
No.
Let's get into the box office for the weekend. Guardians of the Galaxy came in at number 1 with 114 million. It has made about almost 300 million worldwide.
That's wild.
It's good numbers. It's the biggest Guardians opening.
It's gonna do well. I don't know that it's gonna go hit the billion.
It could.
No, I don't think it will either.
And here's why I say that. This is a movie that I don't think people are gonna see 2, 3, and 4 times. Where some of the other ones you see it twice because you're like, oh, it's so good, I gotta go see it again. And this is good, but it's emotional. So it's what I don't think people are running back to the theater. But what do I know?
Yeah, I don't think it'll hit $1 billion either. It could. I think
It
it'll
could. It wouldn't
scrape.
shock me if it
I
did.
think it'll
'cause it's
scrape
that
that
good.
900 mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is excellent. We shouldn't bat an eye at 900
No,
million.
again,
You know what I mean?
if
Yeah.
it
In the
does-
meantime, I'm sitting here and going, if Multiverse of Madness can hit 800 something, right? Because that's what it hit, right?
Yeah.
800 something. If that can hit 800 something, this can hit the billion mark.
Yeah.
yeah, but then what do you call it? Didn't hit remotely. And that's a better movie than Multiverse of Madness.
Which one?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's because people were poisoned. I think
Yeah.
I think this movie unpoisons the water for that group of people who live in the poisoned water.
right. But wouldn't you say that if the water's poisoned and Ant-Man also could be considered a poison pill, even though we all liked it, it's the water's still kind of murky. So this would
Right,
have to
but
be the reset. But
when
it makes $1 billion.
But I could tell immediately when I got up at Ant-Man. Wait, who was with me for Ant-Man?
Not me.
I mean,
No.
I went to the theater.
Whoever was with me for Ant-Man, whoever was with me for Ant-Man, we stood up and we're like, oh, I really like the movie. I don't know. And before I even saw the movie, I was crying about how people online who I respect, who I follow on social media, were already ripping it apart, making comparisons to Spy Kids 3, blah, blah, blah. And I got up from the theater, right?
We're not looking
And-
at you, Angel.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Angel. I got up with my friend. We liked it. The kid behind me, it was really excited and was like, oh, the Council of Kangs. And his friend with him was like more like the Council of Ass. So even in the theater that I'm watching, I was experiencing the direct divide. When I finished this movie, which Tommy was in the theater, friends of mine I played Dragon Ball with were in the theater, other people I knew were in the theater. When the credits rolled, or the final credit rolled, after the second thing, everyone applauded. There was applause. I haven't heard applause for a Marvel movie in the theater since Endgame. So, and every single person I've talked to, even the people who hated Quantumania, have told me they really enjoyed this film. So, and of course, you and I both encountered plenty of people yesterday who said this movie turned them around on Marvel movies, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's very good. I think it could make the $1 billion. I think it certainly doesn't introduce anything that would be divisive. And that's it. That was a whole lot of talk
And
coming out.
it's
of me. I'm
safe to say that if this movie does really well with that 900 mark, like when Doctor Strange did 900 million, people look down upon it. But on this one, I think if it hits 900 million, people are going to look up upon it. They'll look at it in a good light. I think that could do a lot for the Marvels in November. Like people riding a high, and the Marvels, if that's nice action adventure comedy, that could help that movie a lot. It could reinvigorate the fandom. Number 2, the Super Mario Brothers dropped 50%. They brought in another 18 million.
like
Let's see what their
everything
total
dropped 50% because everybody went to Guardians
Yeah.
this weekend.
Exactly.
Mario's at 1.1 billion. I believe it's in the top 10 of animated films of all time right now. Shout out to Mario. Evil Dead Rise dropped 50%. It made about 5 million, which is pretty good for that movie. Let's see how much Evil Dead
John
made.
Wick.
Still on there, eh? Almost 100 million. They're almost at 100 million, which I would think is a good thing for this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
For them to hit 100 million, because I'm pretty sure this movie only cost about maybe 15-20 to make.
Right.
So that's a big plus for that company. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret made 3.3.
I want to see that movie. I really
It
do.
dropped 49%. John Wick 4 still kicking.
What's the
so-
grand total on John Wick?
Let's check it out. John Wick is at 406
Yeah.
million.
Yeah, when it got over 400. I think we were at like 385 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so John Wick universe will continue. Love Again This is first time it came out this week. Got about 2 million. Dungeons and Dragons still clinging into the top 10. Dropped 63%, but it made about 1.5. Let's see where they're at. They're at 200 million. I think that's pretty good for Dungeons and Dragons. I think they kind of made their money back. I think
They like basically, dude, it was like 150 to make it, and they brought in roughly about 150, but it's critically well received. It's really gonna be a headache for all those involved in creating it, because it's like, all right, it was well received, but not financially well received. But people might be expecting a follow-up, but how do we do it and not lose money?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Air came in at number 8, made another 1.3 million.
I
The
see that.
Covenant made about 1.2, dropping 66%.
Yo, Ant-Man!
Hold on, Sisu is in at number 10 with 1 million. And Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania up
Almost $1 million.
Well, but you gotta look
6,839%.
at that too, though. Is look how many
Jeez.
theaters it's in. Maybe it
Did
was only
people
in
have
like
a change of
15
heart
theaters
after
last week.
Guardians and say, hey, let me go see Ant-Man?
Is it
I
possible
wonder if
that
it
there are
played
theaters
like
that are doing-
before, like, you know, we'll show Ant-Man before we
Yeah.
premiere Guardians.
But still,
Yeah.
800,000, a 6,000% boost in viewership in a week. Regardless of how it happened, it happened.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely. But is it possible that that some theaters did a double
Yes,
feature?
it's very possible.
Yeah,
None
very.
of our
That's
theaters
what I'm
did it.
thinking. Because if you
None of
look,
our
it's only
theaters did it.
185 It's only 185 theaters. It's it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Very,
though.
very well. Very well. And it's at 475.
I was gonna say, I was afraid we were never gonna see that number. Now I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Ant-Man and the Wasp doing it.
Shout out to Ant-Man and
Dang.
the Wasp for giving me my Halloween costume. You'll
Of
see
course.
it if I can get all the pieces for it. I'm not
Last
going to tell
bit.
you what it is, and it's not what you think it is.
All right. And last, Big George Foreman, we were talking about his grill the other day. We'll give him a little shout out. The Miraculous
The
Story
Hulk
of
Hogan
Monster
grill?
Feature Heavyweight. Oh no.
By the way, please look that back up. Hulk Hogan had a competing grill, but the origin story that I read for the George Foreman grill is about the guy who made it, shopped it, and eventually got it to George Foreman.
The article I read, and who knows, it could have just been Hulk Hogan being Hulk Hogan, was that he was sitting at home and got a phone call from his agent. So the person might have gotten the story wrong.
You missed out on millions. Millions.
Manny,
All right. Manny, the Hobgoblin collector, leaving a like and wishing everyone a great Sunday week. Shout out to you, Manny. We wish you the same thing. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching,
thank you.
bro.
thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, that's the box office for this week. What movies did you guys see out there? Leave in the comments. Let us know.